Many people have heard about the death of Billy Graham by now, and I had the privilege of working at Billy Graham Evangelistic Association when I was in college, and just have a great respect for what's happened through his life and through that ministry, and kind of going back, reviewing some of the things that he was about. I came across a video of Woody Allen interviewing the Reverend Billy Graham, and there was something that said in there that really struck me that I wanted to do a video on, because I think there's some confusion about it, and it has to do with premarital sex. When he was talking to Billy Graham, Woody Allen made a comparison of premarital sex to test driving a car before you commit to buying it. And this is a common idea that is out there, and maybe the Christian idea, the biblical idea, is a little strange for you, but I remember working in a shipyard. I was walking by some offices, and one of the workers there called out and said, "Hey, Ben, he wouldn't have sex before he got married, would he?" And I stopped and peeked my head in the door and asked them to repeat what they said. And this lady told me, she was talking on the phone with a friend of hers, and she said she didn't understand why I wouldn't have sex before I got married. She's like, "I got to know that we're compatible and that we can get along." And I said, "You're right, I wouldn't have sex before I got married." And I said, "That's because I think you're worth waiting on, and that I would be making a commitment to you as a person, not just who you are right now, but you as a person." And she stopped, completely stunned for a few seconds, didn't know what to say. And she said, I've never thought about that before. And maybe there's some things that you've been taught about sex and within the culture, and our kind of over-sexualized culture, that need to be challenged. And something to think about is that you are more than your sexual abilities. And there's so much pressure in our culture to be this sexually active person, and to be able to know different techniques and how to, it's almost like the only way you can be guaranteed to keep somebody, or even to get somebody, or even to keep them, is that you have to have this area of your life is so important, otherwise you're going to lose somebody in your life. And so there's all this mindset of pressure that even teenagers are going through. And I think that somebody needs to say something about it, that you are more than your sex life, and you are a person. When somebody is getting married to you, they need to recognize that we change over time, that we go through different seasons and different stuff that's going on. And if somebody marries you just because, or primarily thinking that it's okay to marry you because of your sexual abilities, and they're really devaluing you as a person, and not recognizing that you can grow in that area together, and it's fun to do that. When you reduce somebody down to like test driving a car, you're really devaluing the humanity of a person to reduce them to that level. And I think that it's important for us as a culture to take some of the pressure off of people and say, what we really need to do is learn how to have fun together, to learn how to solve problems together, how to fight fair, how to interact in a healthy way, how to do life together. Because so many people are taught how to get somebody, but they're not taught how to live life together and have an actual relationship with each other, and have horrible models that are out there and the things that are on the TV and movies and that kind of stuff. And so I want to encourage your value as a person today. Maybe you're under the pressure of sexually performing and feeling that you need to, or something like that. I want you to know that you're worth waiting on, that somebody needs to be committed to you as a person, not just what you can do for them, but who you are as a person. And I want you to know that Jesus is absolutely crazy in love with you. He counted you worth dying for. And he has an idea of what's best for your life, where there's real joy and real happiness. And you can enter into that by asking Jesus to be in charge of your life, and start talking to him and letting him teach you. Because there is a good way to live, and it's not where you're reduced down to a test drive of a car. You're so much more valuable than that. And your sex life as a married person is within the safe area, or at least if both of you are having the heart of Jesus, and it's in a safe area where somebody is committed to you. They're not trying you out to see if they want to return you or reject you. They have already committed to you as a person. And so that's a trusting place to be, to give yourself to somebody. And please, don't just give yourself to anybody. Don't do that. You're worth more than that. And I want to just help clarify some things that are out there, because this broke my heart that seems like it's normal. That's not normal. Normal is to be in a committed marriage relationship, and you grow together and you do life together. So hope that makes sense to you. I know it might be different for some people, and whatever they've learned, it might be a different idea for you. Just like the lady at the shipyard that I worked with. But I want you to know you're loved, you're valuable, and you're worth waiting on.